My name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is February 1st, 2026. It is 4:30 a.m. So this is video number 3. We're gonna cover Haiti now. Okay, I need to create some videos for you guys. I have said I will try to create one video per week. On Wednesday, I choose specifically Wednesday at 6 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. So this is one of them. Okay, Haitian-American actor Jean Elie, best known for his breakout role in The Insecure, served as a Haitian cultural consultant on the Disney Plus miniseries Wonder Man from the earliest stages of development. His deep involvement ensured that the Haitian cultural element, family dynamics, and lead character Simon Williams' Haitian-American identity were portrayed with authentic nuance, respect, and accuracy. Wonder Man is now streaming on Disney Plus with all 8 episodes available as of January 27, 2026. Part of the Marvel Spotlight banner and produced by Marvel Television, the series stars Yahya Abdul-Mateen II as Simon Williams' Wonder Man. It reimagines the classic Marvel Comics character, originally a white man, as a Haitian-American aspiring actor trying to make it in the brutal world of Hollywood while secretly hiding his powerful iron-based superhuman abilities. Okay, I don't know anything about that, so it was a positive thing talking about Haitian, so I put it on the list. Okay, so there's no comment. They blocked the comment, but there's some retweet. So let's listen. It's 3 minutes and 39 seconds and screenshot.
Elie, I was a Haitian cultural consultant on Wonder Man. Well, my role was to bridge the gap between Marvel storytelling and the Haitian lived experience. So I worked with the writers, actors, and production team to make sure the Haitian culture wasn't just referenced, but embedded in the series, from the dialect to the family dynamic. It was dope because I wasn't brought in to just approve accents at the end. I was invited early enough to shape character, language, and family dynamics. And that kind of collaboration shifts things from representation in optics to representation in authorship. And look, I know some of y'all gonna be like, yo, they're not Haitian. Like, why couldn't they cast a Haitian person for that role? It didn't happen that way. But they hired someone like me to make sure everything felt as authentic as possible. On top of that, the actors took it very seriously. They wanted to know context. They didn't want to just mimic sound. They wanted to know why we say the things we say. And they really wanted to make sure that performances felt lived in instead of performative. I mean, this is literally the first time we're seeing a Haitian family represented in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Let's celebrate that. Once again, my name is Jean Elie, actor, producer, and now Haitian cultural consultant for the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
You got this, man. You just gotta go out there.
Alright, so the second part of this video is commercial of the film. I don't know how I'm gonna share with you. there's audio, I mean the music, I will not be able to share it properly. So if you know about it, share your thought. I do not have Disney Plus, I only have Netflix. So that's that. I thought I shared that with you. Next tweet. Alright, is this a video? Okay, there's that. Welcome to Wozo, Haiti. There's that. 1 minute and 21 seconds. Let's see here.
Koto gade la, se pa ni Saint-Domingue, se pa ni États-Unis, ni Canada, se la Haiti. E mam gade ki va le moun ki pral wè ki zone sa yi. Ok? Se yon kote chak mwen pase la mdi wow. Haiti bel vwe mes amis. Haiti bel. Men dommage, bide kapi bel. Bide kapi bel. E lop gade espasan se kote, si toutefois les kapi fait pli. Se kote pou ta gan pil tou mwen sa visite. Et c'est pas genre des cailles ça ou tape dans zone non, mais c'est des belles cailles, gros hôtels. Ok? Gros côté pour tous visiter, venir prendre plaisir. Et diaspora qui t'a été longtemps, venir prendre plaisir, venir. Mais pas son stress. Mais dommage, côté ça nous est belle là. Ça va arriver dans 5 ans encore. Mais c'est pas capable de là. Parce que c'est réalité.
Okay, what I see is happening here. This is what those Americans, white American, those business people wants to do to capture Haiti, to get all those waterfronts. Okay, all of this. I could see, okay, first of all, the first thing that I see that needs to be done is, because it has happened in the US already with waterfront, put a barrier. What do they call this type of barrier? Like a seawall or barrier. What do they call it? Retaining wall or something. There's different way you could do it to not mess the beauty. So in this area, they could put big boulders, okay, rocks, to prevent erosion. Because Haiti is a place where hurricane usually come and the water will get closer, so to prevent erosion. So that's one thing that needs to be done, okay, to not just leave the waterfront like this exposed to the sea that close. And the other thing as well, what could happen in here, like those areas here, they don't have to completely mess up the beauty. Better housing, like I've said before, Haiti is a place where the land hasn't fully developed, so it's at its virgin state to a certain extent. Certain part, especially the city, is not, I'm not talking about the capital, let's say Port-au-Prince like that. Nah, it's overdeveloped. It seems like everybody wants to stay over there, but they're leaving the beauty, the other part of the country, completely empty. But some places like this, better housing, you know, learn from what had happened to other places, especially in the US, where there was a hurricane and erosion, properties that's close to the water, where, like, let's say, and they could copy whatever they have done to improve in Florida, okay, where the first floor is above, it's high. So when there's flooding, okay, the water will go on the first floor, it will be exposed, and then the upper floors, you know, it will have to take tremendous amount of water for it to get to the first floor, but it's high enough to give people enough time if there is a flooding. But the first floor, you know, is on a stilt, okay, a pier or something like that to bring it up, and then, so there's a lot of things that can be done. And they could learn from other countries who have experienced disasters, natural disasters. And they don't have to overdevelop this area. They could still leave it in a beauty state like this. This house can be reshaped, redone to similar that I've said. Let me look for an image and what I'm talking about. Okay, for instance, this is the waterfront. Things like this. I think I spoke about it in one of my videos. I think I was talking about Canada, not Canada, in California, There was a house that was looked like $1 million house, but it was so close to the waterfront. I'm like, this is one house I will not buy. It looks nice and everything, but you could see the erosion that was happening. Before you know it, it will reach the house and everything will fall down. But this is something like this can be done. I would say mostly something like this will fit better to that site. This one. Oh, let's go back. Okay, around here, this will fit better. Those big boulders can be put in front to prevent erosion. Okay, let me see if there's other one. Well, this one seems to be better, or something like this. Well, it will prevent let's see, or even something like this. Well, the picture is small. To you don't want it to look out of place. You need it to be integrated with the land, but it's mostly the big boulders. Okay, if there's another area that's higher, you see this is where erosion is happening here. You want it to look natural, somewhat natural, but you need to preserve it. Alright, there's different way that they have done it, something like this, but this look a little bit too out of place. But I guess the boulders, this one fits much better with the land that I'm talking about. Now let me look for something in terms of the stilt, where the first floor is higher, and then the first floor is higher. You will say the basement will be open. You know, it could be a garage, leave exposed in a way where if there's flooding, the water will just go through. It will not disrupt your main floor. And then accessibility can be implemented where there is ramp. So all of these have already been established where Haiti could learn from. There's a lot of Haitian architect and engineer can implement all of this. Let me look for a house that similar to what I'm talking about. What I type on Google is like properties that built to combat flooding. To combat flooding, something like this. But a property like this, okay, you see where the first floor is open, it could be a garage, and even the garage where they put the cars, okay, it could be put on something where, let's say there's flooding. There's things where they put the car on and it could be elevated. Even that can be done. Okay, so here it's perfect for a flood. So when there's flood, depend how high the water goes, okay, but it will not reach the first floor. It will have to be a lot of water where it will reach it, but at least there's enough time for safety and things like that. Okay, what else can we see? Something like this as well. You see, the first floor is left open. If there's flooding, they don't have to worry about it. Okay, there's another one. Okay, perfect for flooding. Alright, but let's say you're building it for accessibility, there will have to be, well, there's a lot of things that will bring people up and things like that. But you don't want, especially in flooding, you don't want something that is mechanical where the water will ruin the motor from it being operating. So there's different things you could use to lift people up. Right? This is perfect for a property that can be close to somewhere like this. All right, let's say around here. Okay, at least it's elevated. It could be much higher because it's so close to the water. Alright, it's so close to the water, it could be much higher. Alright, let's see what other properties. There's a lot of design. Okay, so this is perfect. You see, it's flooded, but guess what? The first floor is fine. The first floor is fine. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. This is another version. Okay, the first floor remain empty. Just leave it open. Let the water go through. But it doesn't interfere with your everyday life or your living space. But it can be used for garage or whatever. But if you want to be more practical, you can use a lift, put your car on it if there's a flooding, because flood doesn't come and say, I'm coming. But, put it there. When that happens, you press a button, bring the lift up, and then for the car to be at a certain level. It may not be completely off, but at least it will be somewhere where you have time to do something. All right, so something like that. When I'm talking about lifts for cars, something like this. You see, there's different things out there. All right, at least there's enough space down below the car for flood to go through. All right, so let's look at this. All right, so there's all of this. You see, you bring the car up enough to just let the water go through, and there's things like that. I mean, it may not be completely off, but at least, let's say you try. At least you try. There's different things. What is that? Okay, I wasn't even aware of this. It looks like it's on a floating thing. This is even better. This is even better. It's simple but better. But they tie it. You see the rope? They tie it somewhere. What is it? So it doesn't drift away. They tie it somewhere in the with the house. I think it's simple. It's probably much cheaper, but it's better. At least it's floating. So there's different things out there that they can use to. If you have a property that's up, your first floor, you could put your car on. They use these in many garages in New York City where you need space. So there's different things out there to lift the car up if you have, I'm going to the property, a property like that. I think that floating thing is better. It's probably much cheaper but better. At least it's there. It will go as high as the water go, and it will keep the car elevated away from the water. Okay, so a lot of things can be done. Okay, I went off. So we seen the video. Okay, there's the waterfront. Empty, very nice. Look at this house. It will go in a second. The moment a huge wave comes, it's gone. All right. So there's these people, they built with what they have. All right. But with technology that's out there, and this is what Americans and those foreigners want Haiti for. Those nice, beautiful waterfronts. This is what they want. And they're killing and doing all of this to Haitians. Okay? The richest guys and the little dudes are dropping tents all over Port-au-Prince. Okay? Full rubber trees. Okay, there's that. Sacred island for a reason. There are a lot more that others are trying to search on this land. Alright, so there's some images. They're doing a lot of things. Okay, the little people, not the government, the little people are doing whatever they can to rebuild the country, but people they vote for are backstabbing them. Okay, preparation of onions and the abaton. Okay, that's the word here. These are the kind of images we want to see in the country. We want the youth to get involved hands-on in production activities. So there's all of that. Is that a video? No, that's an image. They're trying their best. It's the government that keep on backstabbing them. They're doing their thing. All right, what is this here? Many Haitian parents still believe success only has four paths: nurse, doctors, lawyers, engineer. As if the rest of the world doesn't run on the hands of people who repair, fix, build, and maintain things. Meanwhile, mechanics is one of the most solid trades on the planet. It's a borderless profession. No matter which country you go to, if you have the skills, you will find work. Machines never stop breaking. Motorcycles, trucks, buses, generators, agricultural equipment, industrial machinery. Every economy depends on the mechanics. A good mechanic can make more money than a doctor in any country, not because doctors aren't important, but because doctors depend on the system. Mechanics depend on their skills, their reputation. Mechanics get paid for urgent needs every single day. This is what President Obama was saying, and to a certain extent, not in that detail, but to a certain extent, where trade school, community college is as good as if you get another, those top colleges that will put you in debt. So if you get the skills, to do some of this stuff, at least to earn money, you get properly. The problem in Haiti is not the trade itself. The problem is the way the trade is practiced. That's why you rarely find a reliable gavage. There is more lying than actual diagnosis. They lie to you. Many places are dirty, disorganized, no standard, no trust. Oh my God, that's a lot of reading. But it's not because the trade has no value. It's because it's not treated like a professional business. What can someone really learn in mechanics? Mechanics is not just fixing cars. It's technique, discipline, business mindset. Basic mechanics, 3 to 6 months. Regular maintenance, oil change, brakes, filters, simple problems, diagnosis. And the other thing as well, they have to move with the time as well, because now some cars that used to work back in the days, let's say at least the 90s, they don't use the same diagnostic. I'm not into cars. I do not know. I'm learning some stuff from my husband. There's certain cars he will not buy. Let's say the Elon type of cars, electric kind of cars. If something happened, I think they use, please correct me on this, because like I said, I'm not a mechanics. They have to use some sort of a computer to somewhat reset. It's not just the Elon type, it's not just the electronic cars. It's like other cars as well. They use computers to do their things, or to find out where the problem is and things like that. But old cars, let's say the old Ford cars, where certain things you could fix by yourself with your own hand, you don't need to go to a specialist to do that. Well, then again, this is why the trade school is there for. But my husband, he likes to fix things himself. I don't even want to go there. So there's all of, oh my God, there's a lot. Okay, you could pause and read. Okay. So what did he say? Stop raising our children to chase titles. Raise them to become economically independent. The trade itself doesn't make you small. It's mediocrity and the way you practice the trade that makes you small. The people has to be into it. Okay, if you are into it, hey, you do it. Yeah, that's all of that. I'm not saying he's wrong. I agree with him. But you have to be into it. Alright, so what is this here? Cyril plays. Okay, I cannot read it. Okay, so this is the close. Anything can be a business as long you know how to do it and there's a need for it. Alright, next tweet. Oh my God, I'm spending too much time. Oh yeah, I copied again. Next tweet. Alright, what is, okay, so now we're getting to some bad thing here. Listen up, people. Where are the shameless politicians and the shameless economic elite dragging this country to? Today, you'll find the very same ones who want to seize control of the state. We must teach these people a serious lesson. It's 1 minute and 6 seconds. This was posted January 1st, 2026. These are some of the comments. I cannot read it. You could pause and read it. Alright, let's see here. Let me go through it really quick just in case there's music or something. So are they going around destroying the properties? The only thing I will say here, if they have to ask permission though. If they're destroying the properties and then trying to rebuild it and give it back to the people, maybe. But if they're destroying it and then they don't give it back to the people, that's a problem. Alright, so there's that going on. I remember the very first time I spoke about Haiti and people came after me. And I said, at the end of the day, what we need to pay attention to, who's living in front of those waterfront properties. This is where we will get our answer to. But when I think about it, many of these people, they probably will be buying it from someone else. It's who first got it after they took it away from the real Haitians. But anyway, let me play this.
Voilà, zami internaute, zami tan de koze yo, jan ke nou ap konstate lan la, nou nan Rikapwa. Rikapwa, nou nan tête chavan, zone radio, télévision Caraïbe. Jan ke nou ap konstate la police qui bel et bien présent dans espace. Et zami internaute, la police qui repousse tout bandit et qui est dans espace là, n'a constaté là, ça c'est presse évangélique. Je que nous constaté là, la police lui-même qui est vraiment présent dans l'espace là parce que les amis internautes bandits eux même ils étaient qu'on paraître dans l'espace là, je que nous constaté là, la police lui-même qui déjà mis pied à terre et bien dans Rikapwa, zone Richavan déjà et tout bandit et bien couru constaté un pile de dégâts et déjà dans presse évangélique qui dans Rikapwa là. Amis internautes, et c'est comme ça nous-mêmes temps de causer nous t'es déplacés pour nous capables permettre nous vivre comment et bien quatre figures dans lui-même lui présenter dans.
Okay, that's all. Let's go to the next tweet. I have one more after this. So this is showing the Citadel, Henry Citadel and the ancient northern kingdom of Haiti. 16 seconds only. So there's a music. I remember the first time I shared a picture of it, and I said this would be a perfect way the country could get the funds, make it like make people pay to come and visit it and things like that. And I think the next time I came across it, and some people were saying there were bad guys who were preventing people from going up that hill to visit it, and so I don't know. So there's more pictures here. This is different. What is that? I cannot read that. Okay, what is this now? The girl are starting to understand the game now. Yes. I don't know if this has anything to do with Haiti, okay? 36 seconds. I just saw it.
Moi-même, si je suis pouvoir me faire équipe jouer chaque jour, même genre avec hier. Match sous match, match sous match. Là, comme ça, monsieur, va même get temps pour tromper mesdames. Vraiment, sinon, unique façon pour messieurs être fidèles, il faut avoir un match chaque jour. Chaque jour. Parce que même la match, même si tu vas chercher un monde pour trouver un jour, ou pas joindre. Parce que tout messieurs occupés. Nous imaginons chaque jour des matchs, mesdames. Messieurs, va avoir temps. Si on a un temps pour tromper nous, non? Si tu as gagné, c'est dans le match d'avoir aller. Match d'avoir gagné. Tu vas avoir un temps. Si je dérange son façon, je fais chaque jour un match, je fais. Moi-même, si je dérange.
Okay. So there's all of that. Okay, this is my last one. This one, I sort of mentioned it on PYTE and I put it here again. So there was someone who said something later on. When I click on it, I saw it, so it's there. I will share it with you. At first I thought the person removed it because I was a bit confused of what the person was talking about. And my thing was, this is my response to it. What the F is this? Where the F is this coming from? Who's trying to stir the pot on this full-blown BS? Haitians and African Americans are two most hated group on the planet. Anyone can understand if African Americans were protecting themselves after the 2024 election. When someone say Haitian, not all Haitian. Alright, so this is what I was responding to. Alright, Haitian, maybe it was much more than that, but when I click on that particular link, it shows more. But I think there was another comment where it seemed like as if they were trying to pin African American against Haitians. So this is why I said the thing that I just read, I responded. But when I click on it, it's showing this. Haitians, never let Americans give us lessons about anything. They have no moral authority. And on my last video on PYTE, I think I said, it's not all American. And you don't know who's behind the computer typing things. You cannot put everyone under the same umbrella. There are Americans who are good people who wants to tell you the right information based on whatever background they have. Could be experience or what they read or what they know someone else went through. So you cannot put everybody under the same umbrella. The other thing as well, the thing that I see is going on X, I don't know if it's on TikTok as well, they're trying to isolate Haitians. If you go on my community board, there's this post that I put. Is it Nevis and something, where they could take other immigrants but not Haitians. So there is this kind of concerted effort to leave Haitians stranded where no one can take them. And it doesn't have to be with immigrants, or to isolate Haitians, to see them some ways that they're trying to isolate Haitians. So this is why I was saying this, what the F is this? Where the F is this coming from? Who's trying to stir the pot on this full-blown BS? Haitians and African Americans are two most hated group on the planet. Okay, so they truly do not like Haitians. Why they don't like? Oh, it's popping up again. There it is here. Because before it wasn't showing up. Haitian never let American give us lesson about anything. They have no more authority. We could learn from other people. So telling Haitian not to listen is the worst thing you could tell anybody. You could make your educational guess and your final answer to see what fits for you, but not to black. There's so much as crazy the country is going through right now, both Haiti and the United States. There's so much we could learn from. But anyway, so I've said a lot about this already on PYTE, so I don't want to waste too much time repeating it again. Let me put it right now. Where is it? And I had to respond to it. And I don't know who's putting nonsense trying to stir pots between Haiti. Oh, they remove it. They remove it. You see? Damn it, I should have taken a screenshot. I responded to it. Sometimes when you see stuff, you have to call it out. They removed it. I literally just share it. Right now it's 2:39 a.m. I posted about a few minutes ago. 1 hour at 1:55. Okay, there's me responding. Damn it, I freaking wish I had the screenshot. I should have done it. And I respond to it like, what the F is this? Where is the F this coming from? They were saying something about Haitians should not take information from Americans or something like that. So I respond to it and I said, what the F is this? Where the F is this coming from? Who's trying to stir the pot on this full-blown BS? Haitian and African Americans are two most hated groups on the planet. Anyone can understand if African Americans are protecting themselves after the 2024 election. When someone says Haitians, not all Haitians. I wish I had the screenshot of the BS this person was putting out. Okay? Maybe some Haitians might have that same mindset of the nonsense that was written. But the majority of don't put all Haitian under the same umbrella. So I'm glad I called it out and they took it out. And I bookmarked my response, and then I was gonna go into that to show you what the person would. Okay, they removed it. Alright, so I have to say, what the F is this? Where the F is this coming from? Who's trying to stir the pot on this full-blown BS? Because I saw it as a BS. Haitians and African Americans are two most hated groups on the planet. Anyone can understand if African Americans are protecting themselves after the 2024 election. Why? When you look at the 92%ers who voted to save immigrants and themselves. But immigrants voted against themselves, which put African American back again to re-fought the same battle their forefathers have fought already. So you could understand why African Americans are freaking upset. They fought so hard. When I say fought, they literally fought and lose life, blood, sweat, tears. So you could understand why African Americans are upset. When they said they're sitting this one out, you could understand why. And then now they're putting Haitian into the thing. Yes, maybe some I'm telling you, there's some BS thing I'm seeing they're posting about Haitians. Not all of them I put on the list. Occasionally I respond back and forth. But when you look at, for instance, what's this country? Another Caribbean country where Trump said you could take all other immigrants but not Haitian, excluding Haitian. So there is this freaking, how do you call this? Propaganda that's going out there to put Haitians back again. All right, for people to start hating on Haitians. So you don't know who's behind the keyboard, who's writing this BS. So I guess now when I see it, when I see those type of things, I need to call them out. Because the moment I wrote this, literally a few moments ago, okay, right now it's 2:42 a.m. Just before I started recording, I saw it. And I wasn't even going to put it on this video, but it crossed my mind after, watching that other video that I just shared with you. So they're starting this propaganda about Haitians. Okay, they already told one country, don't take Haitians. So they have a plan for Haiti. We don't know how it's going to boil down to, but they have a plan for Haiti. Dominican Republic is already on board way before. Okay? So I don't know what to say anymore. So they took it out. I'm telling you, if you are on the internet, you see them calling out African-American or Haitians. I can't tell you what to write, but when you see it, you have to call it out. They remove it. The only thing I'm pissed off is that I didn't get a chance to take a screen. I should have taken a screenshot. I didn't think they were going to remove it. Okay. Let me see if I click on it. Will I see it? Okay. So there's that here. Okay. So there it is here. Okay. Haitian never let Americans give us lesson about anything. They have no moral authority. Okay. So there it is here. Haitians never let Americans give us lessons about anything. They have no moral authority. You have to differentiate. Which American are you talking about? Not too long ago, if you watch one of my Haitian videos that I put on APTS Sussex, where I said there's so much we could learn. Okay? But not all Americans are on the same boat. Okay? We could learn, take the good part and reject the negative part. Okay? So there's this here. Never allow Americans to lecture you on anything. Again, you can't put all of them under the same umbrella. They are... Okay. I didn't think this video was going to be long. I've explained this thing I've experienced when I was in college, I believe. I was going somewhere. It was on a Saturday. Friday night, I got drunk. Went partying. And then Saturday, I was supposed to go to work. And I took the bus to go wherever I was going to go. I felt like I just closed my eye for a few seconds. But when I opened my eyes, I think I was the only one on the bus. The bus was just driving. I never pass beyond where I usually go. I wasn't even sure where I was. So when I went to the bus driver and I was like, did you pass this area this way? He's like, oh, we passed it a long time ago. So I got off the bus and I started walking back. And then I asked someone, a driver, a white lady, about for direction. All right. So she told me, oh, it's way past whatever. So I kept on walking. That lady, a white lady, okay, she drove back to come and get me. She's like, oh, it's very far. I'll be more than happy to drive you. She literally put me exactly where I wanted to be, and then she drove off. The only thing I said to the lady was thank you. So not every white person is the same. I'm not going to tell you to go freely and treat every white person the same way, but there are some freaking evil white people out there. But at least my experience, it was positive. I never had any negative experience with white people that I've encountered. Okay, so don't put every Americans under the same umbrella. There's, for instance, this is another thing I was not gonna share over here, since I'm in that discussion. It's a Texas election that just happened. We have to be very careful, okay, with what's going on here, because majority of Americans are disliking what's going on. So Texas, of all places, okay, just, it seems like, elected this guy. They need to be very careful, where right now the Republicans are not winning. Okay, this is what I'm saying to in some of my videos on APTS in Sussex. Okay, we don't, if you live outside of the US, you will not know what's going on inside the US, because they already capture all form of communication. The mainstream media are just spewing out BS, but the people inside are fighting back. You will see only the negative thing, the things that ICE is doing. This is not to say ICE is, what you're seeing about ICE is not true. Majority of them are true. Okay, killing Americans and stuff like that. But there are steps that's taking place within the United States that trying to change things. And what Trump has done, it's literally opening people's eyes. And this is what I've said in past videos on APTS in Sussex, is that as much as I do not like what's going on in the United States, okay, those two people who lost their lives, I'm not happy that they lost their lives, but it was necessary to open some people's eyes for them to see that your skin color doesn't matter with those racist people, those other like the Trump type of people. They'll go after anybody who gets in their way. So those two people who died, that lady who got shot in the face and the gentleman who got executed, literally executed in the middle of the street, two white people, a male and a female, letting you know that you are not safe with this type of regime that the United States, that Trump is trying to turn the United States. Okay, it's the same exact thing that I saw happen in the Middle East. They don't care about children either. I told you Canada sent food over, dropping food overhead because, let's say, World Central Kitchen, other international places were trying to bring food to the Middle East. Israel will not allow it. And then Canada took the next step, dropping food overhead. And then you have kids going to pick up those food. And those freaking Israel people literally shooting at the kids. This is why they did not want people like me who's on YouTube was sharing this stuff with you. So I will not be surprised they will do that over here. Because the moment I saw a hint where they were pushing people on the street, that was before the killing started happening. And I said, I see the same pattern. This is the way that it started in the Middle East. So if we do not stop it now, it will get worse. The wall that Trump was trying to put, his pretense was to prevent immigrants from coming in. But technically, it was for Americans for not leaving. Because why? America is the, how will I say that? When well-minded American voted the right way, it prevent those bad guys from other countries from going around to do the ill intention on other countries. Even though when Republicans get in office, they do exactly what majority of Democrats are preventing other countries from doing. And this is what really messed up America, give America a bad vibe around the world. Because when Republicans, like the Trump type of people, get in office, they do the ill intention, the same thing that they do to Americans. So when they get in office, they do the same thing in other countries. which pretty much erase everything what Democrats, let's say the Obamas, you guys could have different thing regarding Obama's presidency or whatever, but I'm thinking of Gaddafi and all of that, but there's so much that goes into it because the information that was given to President Obama, he had to make the proper call, but the people that, some people intelligent that were around President Obama as well, okay, there's so much to be said. So much to be said. But technically, when Republicans get in office, it pretty much put Americans' name in a bad way. So, which pretty much erased everything that any Democrats, good or bad, has done. Okay? So, that's that. I'm sharing this because in Texas, of all places, it's as red as it can be. Red meaning the Republican. And he won. The problem that I have, what's his name? Okay. Breaking and a shocking upset, Democrat Taylor Ramet has defeated Republican Lee Wamsgans. I hope I pronounce his name right. If I don't, sorry. And Texas State Senate District 9 runoff. This is a flip from red to blue. Red is the Trump type of people, Republicans. Blue is Democrat, like President Obama, okay, to give you, if you're outside of the US. Now, the problem that I have here, where people who's voting need to take a deep look into, is who the person is running. Is he a true Democrat or just put, changed political affiliation? Because right now, Americans are rejecting the type of Trump presidency affiliation. They don't want Republicans to be in office. So anybody could change from Republican to Democrat just to be elected, and then once they get elected, their mindset goes straight back into the same savagery. That's the only problem that I have. Okay, Texas is the same state where Jasmine Crockett is, and I really hope she wins because she literally has a record to go by. I actually went on ChatGPT to look him up a little bit, ask ChatGPT a little bit about him. All right, his name is Taylor Ramet. Okay, I say, how long Taylor Ramet has been a public figure? It seems like it's recently. You could pause and read. Okay, and the other question that I asked, has Taylor Ramet embodied Democrats' values? It says yes. They could say anything. Okay, and I think the next one that I ask is, has Taylor Ramet cast his vote based on Democrats' value? So, elected but not yet in session. So, we don't know much about him. So, these are the things some people should look into. Okay, he doesn't have a record on how he vote. Is it for the people or not? All right, so these are the things I was looking into. I didn't want this video to be about politics, but when I'm recording, different conversation popped up. Next tweet. But unlike some other new Democrats that popping up out of nowhere, many of them don't have a record. But Jasmine Crockett, for instance, she has a record. People could go by her history, how she voted when she's in office. Okay? And we could see many times she's literally defending democracy. All right? So I was pretty much jumping from different topics. I've inserted what I've said on PYTE into this video. But the whole point is, when people sit behind a computer typing their things, we do not know who is typing the thing. We already know that they're already trying to isolate Haitians with the rest of the world. Okay? So there is probably a group of people similar to what they do to Harry and Meghan, pay bots to just say things to isolate Haitians. So when I see certain things that come out of nowhere, don't listen. This is the worst advice you could give to anybody, to not listen. You could listen, but that doesn't mean you're gonna do what they say. So you don't know what the person is gonna say that you could learn from. You may not do exactly what they said, but you could shuffle it and see what's good about the thing that they tell you, if it fits to your, I don't know, your narrative, what you plan on doing, and things like that. But one thing I'm aware of is that they are isolating African Americans and also Haitians. I'm seeing some stuff. I don't know if it's just me, but they're trying to isolate African Americans and Haitians. And both groups, okay, they, the, I don't know, the system has a history with these two groups. For African Americans, you know, they do their thing. They fight for their freedom. They build the country, and they fought Jim Crow. They do all sort of things, and they're still surviving. And for Haitians, they fought three major superpowers: the French, the Spanish, and the British. So they do not like these groups. So if you understand the history of both of them, you could understand why the bats, based on my experience covering Harry and Meghan, when they do not like you, they create a machine to go against them. Okay? So when they're telling you, I mean, for African American, I've said in the video already, I truly understand why they rather stay among themselves. Is, I don't think they hate, the hate is very strong, but they prefer isolate themselves from the rest. I don't really think they hate immigrants or anything like that. I think, I'm not speaking for any African Americans, okay? Just my humble opinion here. I could understand why they rather isolate themselves, remove themselves from the nonsense that's going on, because they have fought so hard to move themselves forward, because they're not giving them the reparation that they deserve, but they fought for every progress the country have gone through. And then you have newcomers, new immigrants from different part of the world coming in, and then they help push back all the progress that they made. So you could understand why they are upset. They're removing themselves from the BS that Trump is trying to do. Okay? So when I see things like that about Haiti, but anyway, like I said, I jumped to too many different topics. I brought in politics into it, what's going on in Texas. So the reason I brought it in is because that new person, I'm not from Texas, so I don't know too much. So I had to do a small little research, which I've shared, is that they realize that the MAGAs, the Republicans, realize that they're not winning. The tactic that they pushing, they shoveling into the American people who never experienced this type of barbaric. They've seen it in other countries, but they never experienced it in their homeland. So they're rejecting it. So Republicans are paying attention. So what do? What's the easiest thing they could do? Is just send a newcomer, say you're a Democrat, and then people vote for those newcomers. And then if they win, they go to the office and continue the same agenda as the Republicans. And this is what usually gets so many Democrats upset, because when they vote for the Democrat, they think that when they go in office, they're gonna fight for democracy, for the people, and things like that. But instead, it's the same business as usual. So this is why I'm saying people need to pay attention to the person who is running. And I think, what's this guy, Toledo or something, is a Democrat. Again, I'm not from Texas. I don't know too much politics in Texas, but occasionally I see little things here and there. I take a peek. The gentleman, the Democrat who is running against Crockett, I'm fully aware of her because she's more national, because she's already in Senate. She has a history of her vote, and she speak up, she fight for, she's not afraid of Trump. This is why they don't want her to be in office. So they're probably sending that Toledo guy, I think that's his name, to prevent Crockett from being the nomination. So if Toledo wins, let's say he beats Crockett and he wins, and he will be facing off the Republican. So the Republicans will be fine with either one of them. the true Republican or the Toledo guy, because they're already paying him to do what they want them to do. So this is why every American who's voting, okay, who has the right to vote, should pay attention who's running, not just because they have a D or R next to them. And I don't know how all of this tie in with Haiti, but I'm just sharing with you my opinion, because we are in a dire situation right now. If we don't make it right, the whole world is gonna lose. And I think, okay, so let me not bring new topics into that. So that's it. All right, let's get back to the original recording. So I thought I'd put this out there and then share it with you. I have more tweets regarding Haiti, but I'm tired. I need to start editing. It's now 5 o'clock. I recorded 3 videos tonight, so I need to edit them. Okay, so that is it. So please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. So check PYTE. There's some videos that I put, and I think in that particular video I mentioned that last tweet that I did a few moments ago. It's there. I talk about it as well. It was a discussion that I was having, and then I decided to bring it up there. So that's it. I'm tired. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better